Hello and welcome to day one of the 5-day challenge to being successful. Now, this is not just success in finance, this is success emotionally, it's success in relationships, just anything that you want to achieve. These are the steps that you need to take in order to be successful in whatever you do. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in with day one of the 5. So today I want to talk about mindset. So you have to agree that and I'm going to use it in a financial concept, but what rich people, like successful businessmen, millionaires, just people who are successful, they think completely differently to your average worker and to your everyday person. You have to agree that they are doing something in their lives that is making a difference. Now, perfect example is the book Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now there you'll find that the author was saying how he and his dad, from the poor dad section, the things that his dad was teaching him was actually just about getting a job, doing the mundane, working to survive. Whereas his friend with the rich dad, the conversations that rich dad would have with his children were completely different. That rich dad was teaching his kids a different way of thinking, a different mentality. He was looking at just how they thought about things, different opportunities, just things like you can be whatever you want to be, you can accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. And there it speaks volumes. So what is it that you can do that any average person can do to change their mindset? It all starts in your head. Your brain is such a powerful tool that will enable you to do so many things. It is so incredibly powerful, and you just have to really tap in. Now, in all of these tips and tricks that I'm going to be sharing with you over the next couple of days, you've got to realize that there's no quick fixes in life. It's all about taking time to create habits, repetition, just doing things over and over and over again until things set in. So if you're wanting quick fixes, unfortunately, I don't have any. But if you're wanting to put in place things that you can do that will help you achieve 3-month goals, 6-month goals, year goals, then please stay watching. So where do we start? You would think that, okay, well, to be successful, you have to have money. Well, no, that's not really the case. You hear of tons of stories of rags to riches. A lot of these famous people that we know of actually started from nothing. They didn't have a good education, or they didn't come from an affluent background. So if you think that your background, your culture, your bank account is going to hold you back, think again. There is so many things that you can do that don't cost anything. And one of the biggest things, if you want to really knuckle down on it, is if you're watching this, you have got access to the internet. The internet is such a massive tool that people 20, 30, 40 years ago didn't have access to. You have access to listening to all these different millionaire stories, and I encourage you to do that. It will change your life. If you take on board what they say, it will change your life. So, sorry, I'm looking at my notes here just to make sure that I stick in order and don't wander off. So, how do you change your mind? Well, it's pretty easy. We can all retrain how our brains actually operate. And by doing that, you can start off by writing a few goals down. Now, I don't mean goals as in what you want to achieve in the next 2 weeks, and go out and no, I'm saying, what do you want to achieve in life? And pick some of those goals and write them down. And every day when you wake up, you need to read over those goals. And while you're reading, run your fingers over them. That'll also help you read whatever you've put down. So you're reading, so you're seeing it, and you're also touching it. Now, before you think that this is a far off concept, just bear with me. Now, when you're doing that, close your eyes afterwards and visualize those goals. So if your goal is to get a big house, well, what does this house look like? Does it have a big garden? Just imagine it in your head. If you could design your dream life, how would that look? And while you're thinking about that, then think, how is it going to make me feel? How are you feeling as you step into that house? How are you feeling as you look around and see your family members there, your possessions, whatever it is? How is that making you feel? Now, if you do that every day, and trust me, it is difficult. If you do that every day, you will slowly but surely retrain how you think. And you will be able to visualize, you'll be able to feel and use all of your senses to achieve your goals. And in doing that, the way you approach and make decisions will be different from just your average Joe. How you see opportunities and actually being able to see the opportunities that are in front of you, that will change. You need to get into this mindset of it's not if I'm going to achieve, it's when. And that brings me to my next point, which is you need to really sit down and ask yourself the question, are you interested in achieving your goals, or are you committed? There's a big difference. If you are only interested in achieving them and you go in a bit half-heartedly, all of your insecurities, your fears, your vulnerabilities, your bank account, your culture, your education, all of that you're going to use as an excuse of why you cannot achieve your goal, especially when things get difficult. But if you are committed, you've got accountability to yourself. And if you want accountability to someone else, one of your loved ones, do it. If you are committed, you are making a stand and saying, I will achieve this no matter what. It's really powerful. And through the art of repetition and changing your mind, you will change the way you see things and the way you operate every day. Now, I can guarantee you that if you spoke to any successful person, they will be able to tell you that they have got their daily routine. And they will also be able to tell you that they do goal setting, that they visualize. These are not new concepts. These are concepts that people are doing that are separating them from everyone else. Now, while you're doing this and while you're training your mind, another thing that you really need to think about is how you talk to yourself. Self-talk is it's critical. I mean, what is it going to take? What do you have to do to believe in yourself in order to reach your goals? You need to give yourself a bit of slack. You need to stop being so hard on yourself, and you need to be able to give yourself the grace that you would give to other people. You need to start being kind to you. Don't say, well, if I go and do this, or this might not work. No. Change your wording. This will work. I am going to do it. Okay? People are going to think that you're crazy. But there's got to be something to what these millionaires and all these successful people are doing. Success is doing something that other people don't want to do. That is how you become successful. So you either continue the way that you are and stay where you are, or you change. And change starts in here and in here. Take, for example, and I thought I would bring up a few millionaires and successful people who came from nothing and had loads of things stacked up against them, but they still went on to do such great things in their lives. Take, for example, Oprah Winfrey. She came from a dirt poor background. Now, with that comes all the influences and talk from parents, from family, from the friends that she was making. She came from nothing. Yet, she went on to become the first African American TV presenter. That's huge. What could she have been thinking in order to do that? And now look at the empire that she's built. Another person that you might know is Juan Com. I don't know if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, but he is the founder of WhatsApp. Now, a little bit about him is he grew up in a small town in the Ukraine, and he started off his career sweeping floors. You know, same thing, he didn't come from much. He had a dream of working with Facebook, and that never materialized. So he went on to create WhatsApp, and he did that all in his kitchen. And Facebook ended up buying that off of him for a load of money. Come on. These people have self-belief. They are willing to go above and beyond what everyone else is doing. Sure, my darling. Sorry, that was my daughter. So they are willing to go above and beyond. Are you willing to go above and beyond? The last person I want to talk about is Richard Branson. He was dyslexic. He dropped out of school. So any chance of education, well, there you go. And I wonder what his teachers would have thought about him. But look at what he's achieved. Now, I mean, these are just a few of the people. If you go and actually listen to their stories, listen to what they did, it all started with a mindset change. So I challenge you today to write a few goals down that you want to achieve, whether it's you want to find that perfect husband and wife, or you want to, I don't know, start up a business, or you want that promotion at work. Put how you want your life to look in a couple years' time, and really go over it. Read it, touch it, believe it, see it, and sense it. Because if you can't do that, and you can't believe in yourself that you have the ability to go for it, well, then you're just wasting your time. So be honest with yourself. Are you interested in achieving your goals, or are you committed? So I hope someone has taken some little tidbits from that. I will be coming back to you tomorrow with day 2 of the tips and tricks. And like I said, these are not quick fixes. These are things that you have to form habits. And with forming habits comes frustration, and it comes, no one likes repetition. But that is the only way you can change your mindset. So I hope you have a lovely day, everyone, and we will see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye.